Good morning and a very happy Friday to you all. Welcome to this week's episode of the Friday Tech Roundup. For those struggling with Virgin Media's outage yesterday, we hope you're now back up and running with Usain Bolt. For those with strong enough internet connection to last you 5 minutes of tech news, this is the place to be. So let's jump in. Number 1, HashiCorp unveiled the widely anticipated HashiCorp Cloud Platform at its HashiConf virtual event this week. Now, the new cloud platform will let customers run HashiCorp products as a managed service, offloading the operations work. However, the initial release is just one product on one cloud, with console available on AWS in private beta. There is rumour though that Vault on AWS will be next. HashiCorp also released a whole bunch of updates regarding their current toolset, but you'll need to read the blog to find out more. Number 2, whilst not a shock to many, Apple Mac computers made the news this week after confirming it will transition its Mac laptop and desktop computers to its own ARM-based processors. Now, Chief Executive Tim Cook said it was a historic day for the Mac and expects to see their first Mac with Apple Silicon shipped by the end of the year, adding that it would likely be another 2 years before its full product line has made the jump. Now, Apple has said that the move will allow it to offer new features and improve performance, as well as making it easier for developers to write and optimize software for the entire Apple ecosystem. But the effect of this move isn't without risk. Check out the article to find out more. Number 3. Now, I think we're all familiar with the phrase that the customer is always right, but who would have thought that the customer experience would become the distinctive factor among the biggest players in the market today? Well, if you've been watching carefully, CX has been climbing the CIO agenda for over a decade, and even in the midst of a global pandemic, there is one thing that has remained true. People still want to be treated well by brands. According to research conducted by Futurum Research, 57% of participants said their entire business model needed to be reconsidered in the wake of COVID-19, with some believing that CX may be the very thing that keeps their business, well, in business. You can catch other actionable statistics and insights around CX in a recent blog from Forbes. We've dropped the link below. Number 4, digital transformation in cybersecurity is said to be a major driver for merger and acquisition deals over the remainder of 2020, according to Icon Corporate Finance. This prediction follows a survey by the technology-focused investment bank of some of the most active M&A buyers in the UK, which showed that there remains substantial interest in tech sector acquisitions despite the economic fallout of COVID-19. Now, digital transformation became the most pressing priority for organisations in the aftermath of the recent pandemic, with cybersecurity, fintech, cloud, managed services, health tech, AI and enterprise software expected to be the key areas for expansion. Discover more using the link below. Number 5, Computing released an article yesterday pulling together Google database and visualization luminaires to discuss the next stages of DevOps, or as they call it, data democratisation. In the same way DevOps was formed as a way of reducing delays and bad blood between teams, many working at the cutting edge of large-scale cloud-native software and machine learning believe a similar intervention is required with data. Now, the need to free data from its current constraints via some kind of data ops was a key topic of conversation during a DataStax hosted video call last week, and it is that conversation that is covered in the blog that we've dropped below, covering everything from data liberation to enabling data to follow applications as they become almost infinitely scalable. An article to enjoy during your afternoon perhaps. And that is all we have time for today. Thank you so much for taking the time to join me for another episode of the Friday Tech Roundup. Before you go, the team are hosting their second Ask Me Anything summer session, which kicks off on YouTube at 12 PM today. So don't miss the opportunity to ask our industry experts anything and everything around CX. They'll be online for about 45 minutes. So take your questions over to YouTube for 12 PM and get them to answer those for you. Otherwise, I hope you enjoy the rest of your Friday. Have a great week. I look forward to catching up with you next week for another dose of tech news. Take care.